The 2022 LA Auto Show had more EVs this year than ever before. Let me show you what I was able to see. There was a lot to see there, so I'm going to show you what I saw in alphabetical order from the manufacturer's name. And because there was so much to see, I didn't get to see it all, so if there's something that you have questions about, let me know. First up is the Cadillac LYRIQ. Now this one is a little bit weird because the only model that was there was here at the EVgo booth. So Cadillac, as far as I saw, didn't have their own space there at the auto show. For all the cars I'm going to show today, I'll have links in the description below. Charge Cars is a company that I hadn't heard of until I saw their display. If you're into classic cars, this one might be right up your alley. They're only making 499 of these models, so if you want one, you better get on it pretty quick. Chevy had the most amount of electric vehicles there with 5 different models. No changes with the Bolt EV or EUV. So the more interesting things to see was the Chevy Silverado, the Equinox, and the Blazer. Now these 3 models aren't out yet, but it was good to see Chevy putting these on display so that people know what's coming up. Electra Meccanica was there with their Solo. This is a really fun car. I was a little bummed that they weren't doing test rides the day that I was there. But if you're going this weekend, they should have test rides for everybody. And I would highly recommend trying it out. Even if you're not interested in this car, it's a lot of fun and it might change your mind about what it might be like to own a really small vehicle like this. Fiat will be selling their 500e again, but these cars that were on display were special one-off models that are going to be auctioned off. Be on the lookout for the 500e in 2024. Ford had a couple Mach E's on display. Doesn't seem like there's any drastic changes for these models. They also had an F-150 Lightning there, and I was able to do a test ride in it. That video is coming soon, but check out how fast this thing accelerates. Jeez. Pretty incredible considering how heavy that vehicle is, and you can see that the tires are slipping in the beginning, so if it had good grip, it'd be flying even faster. Why would you want your truck to go that fast? Probably because it's a lot of fun. Hyundai had their North American debut of the IONIQ 6. Now I thought this was an interesting looking car when I first saw photos of it, and in person, it's a pretty good looking car. From photos, I initially thought it looked like either a squished Porsche Panamera or an elongated VW Beetle. But when you see it in person, it looks like its own thing. Hyundai also showed off their N Vision 74, which they say is a high-performance hydrogen-electric hybrid vehicle. I'm not too sure what they mean by hydrogen-electric hybrid, since hydrogen is usually just powering an electric motor. Anyway, this isn't a car that you can buy, it's basically a one-off that they're just using to show off. And apparently, according to what they said at their event, DeLorean actually used the design of the original car that they designed in, I guess, 1974. Now, even with this model, you can see the similarities. I'm not sure if that story is true, but from a design perspective, seems like it could be true. Kia brought out a very nice looking EV6 GT. I personally really want to try to spend more time in this vehicle. The looks appeal to me, and from the very short time that I've had inside a moving vehicle, at another event I got to drive one for about 2 minutes, and then at this event I got to sit in one for about 3 minutes. I definitely want more seat time in this car. Nissan finally opened up their Ariya so that we could check out what it looked like inside. Here were my thoughts at the moment. All right, my first car was a Nissan Leaf 2014, and then I later on got a 2017. This is Nissan's next EV, the Ariya. So let's check out and see what has changed over the past few years since their first EV. I'm not sure what trim level of Ariya this is, but this is really nice. This is leather, this is nice leather. Look at this really nice screen. There's even a little, I don't know what this is, some kind of tray to put stuff. Oh, okay, I don't know how to put that back. Yeah, the interior is very nice. This is nothing like the Leaf. Again, this could be the ultimate trim, or whatever they call it. But this is really nice. So as far as interior design, Nissan has come a long way since the Leaf. I'm not able to drive this car today. This is just a sitting model, but from what I'm seeing so far, this is looking really promising. Now, hopefully Nissan is gonna offer more EVs that I've heard. There's nothing in the pipelines, but I don't know, we'll find out. If you're enjoying this video, share it with a friend or a community. It would help the channel out a lot. Thanks. Porsche showed off their fancy car tent on their Taycan 4S Cross Turismo. I'm really curious how many people would actually take out their Cross Turismo to go camping, but it seems like a pretty solid tent, so if that's something you're into, you can now get this for your Porsche. Subaru had the same Solterra as last year, and I think it was literally the exact same Solterra as last year. Check this out. All right, I am here with the Subaru Solterra. It's still not on the road, and for some reason they say that this is a prototype. They don't even have the production model here yet, so not sure what that's about, because they seem to be very into, as we can see,
we take pride in our legendary safety record.
You know, there's a very outdoorsy kind of love for the environment thing, but their EV is still not happening. So, don't know. Can't wait till it actually is on the road, and I can't wait till Subaru gets more battery electric vehicles, but for now, this one's kind of whatever. VinFast had their VF6, 7, 8, and 9 on display. Now, personally, I'm not into SUVs, so when I saw this company there last year, it didn't really pique my interest, but since then, I've seen them at other events, and even though I personally wouldn't want one, as a car company, they're seeming more appealing to me, and I really want to try out one of their cars. When I did a test ride at the auto show, the driver said it seems like they are going to be delivering their first models before the end of this year. And he did say that is the projection right now, which made me think that it still might change. So be on the lookout for VinFast. If you're looking for a different SUV, check them out. They have an amazing warranty, and I want to do a more in-depth video of this company very soon. VW was showing off their ID Buzz. Now, they plan on having a cargo van and a passenger van, but it looks like it's not coming out until 2024. If you're in the market for a van, keep your eye on VW. There were two charging companies there showing their presence. We had EVgo and Blink. Surprisingly, even though Electrify America was a sponsor of the LA Auto Show, they didn't have their own display with people there to talk to. Which was a bit of a bummer, because I wanted to ask them how Tesla opening up the NACS connector was going to affect their business. Both Blink and EVgo kind of skated around the question-ish, and they both just said, people can use the CCS to NACS connector. So it doesn't seem like they're interested in changing up their charging stations. But things can change, so we'll see what the future holds. And two things that I saw in passing that I did want to check out but just didn't have the time was the Hummer EV was there, and Polestar. So if you wanted to check out those vehicles, they are there at the auto show. I just didn't have the time to go film. If you went to the auto show, what EVs did you find interesting, or what was your favorite? I was able to do a few test rides while I was there at the auto show. So keep an eye out for my next video where I take a 360 camera on the drive so you can pan around and check out the interior as the car is moving.